is the y-coordinate of the y-intercept, which is what you said. It's a little fancier. Then this is something we didn't talk about. The degree, which is the highest exponent in the problem. So the degree of the function determines the maximum number of factors possible which in turn determines the maximum number of zeros of the graph. Then I'll explain to you what that means after you get a second to write it down. Yeah, if anybody wants water, take it. Seriously, got left in here. All right. So, for example, what that means is, if you look back at the last problem we just did, the degree is 4. Because the highest exponent on P of X is 4. So that means at most we can have 4 zeros. That doesn't mean for sure you're always going to have 4. It just means you can't have more than 4. You could have less. Because some of those zeros could be complex zeros, imaginary numbers. So like this one had 3. So at most we had 3 zeros. This one is 4. We had 4 zeros. This one had 3, but notice I only had 2 zeros. And that's because one of them was listed twice. It created that bounce. Good to know. And number 3. When the factors are set equal to 0 and solved, the results represent the zeros of the graph. And again, that's something we already figured out. That's where it crossed the x-axis. That's the zeros of the graph. Okay, so you should be good to do day 18 homework. Probably while you're out tomorrow, this is Wednesday, that's what I'll have your digital assignment be. Just work on day 18 homework. Oh, I'm sorry. I was thinking we were still passing things back. But. Everybody get one. So we're going to start on this, and we may not finish it Thursday, but we'll at least get more of it done. We may finish Thursday. We'll see. Okay, so day 18 homework. That's what your assignment's going to be tomorrow. Okay, the next thing we're going to talk about is, on here, solving polynomial equations and inequalities. So this first part is what we've already done. This is what we just did. So take this equation, factor it, and solve it. Find the greatest common factor, set it equal to 0. And you should get where it's crossing the x-axis on that picture. Okay, Jenna, what would you do first?
Factor on the x.
Yep. That would leave us with x squared plus x minus 6. Justin, now what?
You factor so you put x plus 3 and x minus 2.
Yep. The two numbers multiply to give you negative 6, but add to give you 1. And you set each one equal to 0. First one's already solved for you. The other two, not too bad. So we can see negative 3 is an answer, 2 is an answer, and 0 is an answer. Okay, so we're going to use this graph, and notice this stuff is not going away. And there's a reason it doesn't go away, because we keep using it. You know how math works. It builds. So we still got to be able to do all this. So we're going to use this graph, and we're going to find where f of x equals 0. That should be easy enough. We just figured that out. At what values does f of x equal 0?
Negative 3, 2, 2 and 0.
Yep. X equals 3, x equals 2, negative 3, sorry, 2, and 0. And if you just put negative 3, comma 2, comma 0, that's fine. Now we want to know where f of x is greater than 0. So on this picture, where's that going to be? Above the x-axis. So let me change colors here. So above the x-axis. So it's going to start where? Negative 3. Is it going to include negative 3? No. Because negative 3 is on the x-axis. It's not above it. So negative 3 to what? 0. Doesn't include 0. No. Same reason. Then union. And then where's the next one?
2.
2 to, yeah. That arrow means it's going to keep going forever, and